Yeah. Hey guys, Barney from Legend X. I've just set up a simple straight winch pull just to show you guys some real basics for your first timers out there on what to do. So number one, plan it out. So this is pretty simple what we're going to be doing here, making sure it's nice and straight. The other thing when you plan it out is one, make sure you got the right gear, make sure you thought about it. Don't get here and go, oh, I've got the wrong gear. Think about it before you get here. Guys, what you need to do, you need to plan it out, make sure you got the right gear. So number one, a decent rated D-shackle. Don't go and get something that's not rated, because when it flies apart, it's gonna go flying projectile. That can hurt you or kill you. Guys, recovery blanket. One, often two's pretty good. This is a pretty simple one, not a long distance, so one's probably gonna be fine. Two's always a little bit safer because you're protecting yourself at both ends. You don't know what end's gonna go. So one up there, one down here, just full blanket it. The shorter you're doing it, the more blankets you got, the less chance of a big thing's going bad. Tree trunk protector, if you haven't bought one, get one. If you go forwarding without one, you're a tree hater. Now we love our trees because we winch off them. So one of these keeps the trees. Guys, if you don't have a decent winch, get one. You can get the cheapies, they're fine. You can get the heavy duty ones, they're fine. But if your winch hasn't been cleaned, looked after, and it's bound, that's a real problem. So whatever winch you want to use is fine. I'm going to use mine. We're going to set this up. I'm going to show you guys what to do. All right guys, here we are. I've set it up. So basically what you want to do, get your tree trunk protector to go around. Now, in a straight pull, it's pretty simple, but in a lot of other circumstances, it gets a bit tricky and things go wrong. Get your tree as low as possible that you can. What you don't want your winch snagging on a rock somewhere. So if you've got a big jump over, come higher. I've done them and we've been maximum height, but the safest place to put it around a tree for the car is nice and low. Rated D shackle. Make sure you, when you put them together, so when you put them together, pretty simple thing. Not a lot of people know it, a lot of people do, but hey, full turn, come back a few. That way the thread's just a bit loose. You've got plenty of meat in there, but that way when she binds, and she will bind a little bit, you're going to be able to undo it. So when you do it, what you don't want any twist in it. So you want to get all your twist out. So we're just going to do that bit again. That's right. Just going to go from the D shackle. Rated D shackles, no twist in it. Put my winch on it. Now I'm doing a solo recovery, so I'm going to put the one blanket I got up this end because I don't want the projectile to go to me. So it's a pretty simple thing. But number one, guys, when you're winching, I've been to a couple of scenes before where you just got people standing around. They're a little bit too close. Crazily enough, they stand up the tree and they think they're far enough or behind the car. Like, guys, get to the sides, get yourself, depending on the distance, twice the length of the winch is pretty safe, but still dangerous. Not behind, not behind. Go to the sides if you can. Get yourself a good 30, 40 meters if you're comfortable. But in this state, I'll be about 30 meters away, generally behind a tree, fully ready to go. So I'm gonna winch now. I've got two setups. I've got an in-car and I've got the manual one. I'm gonna show you what they look like now. So this is pretty good. All right, so my little setup, I normally run on the inside of the car here, which is cool because I can get my mates to run all the winching. In a solo effort, when you've got a free spool, this is generally what everyone's got. I just got one of these so I can always have a winch bitch out there for me. So that's what I do, and we'll get it going from here, guys. All right, well, basically I got my solo recovery going. So again, look, safety first before recovery. Like if I got people around, clear them out, make sure I've done it right. I've planned it out, I've thought about it. This is a simple one. If you're caught in a difficult situation, safety first. I'm just gonna run with that every time. So, all right, if you've never done a lot of winching before, if it's actually you haven't, this is the kind of video you need to listen to. Basically what you wanna be doing is let the winch do the work. So I'm just taking up the slack now. All right, so again, with a simple pull here, very straight line, very simple, like safety first before recovery. In a lot of circumstances, it's not this simple. This is just a stage one, but on the tracks, you can be in a lot of different angles. So again, safety first before recovery. No one's going to get hurt. So a couple of simple techniques. I'm just going to tell you guys about that in a second. So I'm just going to get the winch to take up its tension. Okay, make sure I'm in low 4. I want to be in low 4. Everything's looking good. Handbrake off. Now let the winch do the work. Like, the winch is going to pull me up this hill, which is pretty simple, but listen to your winch. Don't drive when you don't have to. Sometimes you just give it a little bit of drive, so you're just helping it along. So the secret is just to drive a little bit. Listen to the winch. If you let the winch work, that's fine. But if you're dropping tension, all of a sudden what you got is a bit of slack, like I'll show you now, a bit of slack. That's danger. Watch, I'm going to bounce the winch. And that was a simple one, but if you're off a track and you bounce that winch and you're up a steep incline, watch this, boom. That bounce is dangerous. In this situation, not a lot of pressure. I'm on a low hill, so it's not too bad, but don't bounce your winch. Let the winch do its job. That's what it's designed to do. It can take your weight. So this is low pressure winching. In your situation, it could be dangerous. So just give it a little bit of drive, help your winch along. Get yourself past the obstacle, what you're doing. Once you're past, it's quite simple. And I can drive, you're driving up, you drive past the obstacle, you're clear. Last thing, you just stop. Don't drive over your winch and get it caught around and stuff. So stop, engage. Can you continue to drive? Sometimes if you've got someone that's a bit quick, they can just pull the winch out of the way. Don't be winching when your mates are trying to help you out. Just keep letting the winch do the work. So don't wind it in without being in front of the winch. Make sure you're there, checking it, otherwise you're gonna get bound. It's gonna be a bit of a problem. So guys, that's a bit of a safety thing. I'm just gonna unhook it now. I'm gonna get going where I gotta get done for the day. But basically, safety first, plan it out, make sure no one's in the kill zone, let the winch do the work, listen to the winch. When it's like, it's working. When it's like, you're driving too much, and that bounce, that can break stuff, that can snap, projectiles go flying, teeth are expenses, dentists get paid too much. So basically guys, just take your time, know what you're doing. Last thing guys, I would say, if you've got a long pull, like I've done a couple of big pulling, and you might get stuck there even on your first time, and you got like 1, 2 pulls, rest the wrench, rest it good. After about a minute, it's only a little motor, it's a heavy car, just rest it on a long pull. I had a couple of long pulls, just showing up some big hills, 1 rest, minute, go. And if you went in one go, I'll pop the winch and burn out. You don't want to do that. So again, burning out a winch, now got a broken winch, I'm still got to get up a hill. It could have been disastrous. Sometimes you're doing complicated stuff. Rest it, look after it, get a good one. Clean it when you get home if you've been in mud. Take care of your safety gear. Again, safety first, plan out your trip. See you guys out there.